What's up, Tigers?
Welcome back to another episode of Tiger Talks. We have Huey Dunn here today. Huey, thanks for coming in.
Yep.
So obviously baseball season's coming up here, and you've already committed to Ball State for about a year now. Tell us about that process and how that went.
There was like a lot that went into it, I guess. I had to think about a lot of stuff. I guess it's kind of in a way my home for the next 4 years. So when I first started, I was kind of overwhelmed with it. I had a lot of people reach out. I didn't really know what I was looking for. I knew I wanted to kind of stay close to home though, because I wanted my family to come watch me play, obviously. Right. But once the Ball State coaches reached out, it kind of just felt like home because they're super nice, super welcoming, and they brought me out and I took a visit. It was really cool. I loved all the stuff. There's a bunch of stuff getting built in there, so. That's gonna come.
That's cool. Was there any other schools that piqued your interest as well?
Yeah, I was talking to IU for a while, Purdue, Xavier, Tulane was probably my favorite, honestly.
Really?
The campus was dope.
I bet. Now thinking about it, I think.
Where's Tulane?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah, it was sick. It was sick. That was cool. I went down there. That was really cool. But
yeah, so you got the upcoming baseball season coming up, and your senior season. Just what are some goals that you kind of have in line for either yourself, the team, all that stuff?
For the team, obviously we want to win state. That's obviously the goal, but win a conference, beat HSC like usual. Just kind of roll through it day by day, and really take nothing for granted because most of us are seniors on the team, so
right, and I think obviously baseball, Mr. Cherry is different, but Coach Weiniger kind of preaches the same thing. So if you just kind of follow just that, obviously the bigger goal is to win state, but in order to win state, you got to win those conference, and you got to win against these other teams and these smaller achievements first. So I think you'll definitely have a great chance.
I feel for those who don't know, just go through what position you play and your role on the team as of right now.
Yeah, so I play shortstop. And my role is I just got to be a leader. I got to be vocalized. I got to be loud. I got to lead by example. I just got to have fun. I don't want to say I don't want to take it serious, but I just got to be loose, have fun, play with energy, and just kind of show everybody that I'm there, and that it's not just my team, it's all of our teams, but someone has to be vocalized, someone has to show, someone has to show effort every single day. So I feel I kind of fall into that role.
Right.
So obviously you used to play football, quarterback for a few years. How was that transition from football to baseball, and kind of what led your decision to go full time in baseball?
Definitely wasn't easy. I've played football my whole life. I love football. I love watching. I love playing it. But it was kind of my sophomore year. Towards the end, I kind of had to make a decision which one I wanted to really focus on and play, because baseball it's very competitive. There's a lot of people out there, so it's hard to kind of balance two things at once and still get that baseball offer that I wanted. So I kind of know I had to sacrifice something. It was hard. I'd honestly, if I would redo it, I probably would still play, but it was hard to just kind of leave. I don't want to say leave everybody, but kind of leave the team in a way. I had a lot of good relationships.
Right.
I've been playing with Jay for as long as I can remember. But
just coming from the football side of things, I think we could all really respect your decision at the end of the day. Just putting yourself first, and your goals and opportunities and stuff like that. Obviously, baseball was your thing, and so we're not going to take that away from you for sure. So
yeah.
This is something I've been thinking about for a couple years now. And now that the season's over, what are your thoughts on the O-line that year?
Football?
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's been in my head for so long.
What year? Freshman?
Freshman year?
Sophomore year.
Freshman year.
He was running for his life.
I was, but it was. It wasn't I don't know. Yeah, we were all kind of. Yeah, it was pretty.
It was
bad.
a lot of running. We were all young. We were all young and skinny.
Yeah, no one was oh my gosh.
Yeah,
we were all kind of oh crap.
We all were pretty. I guess would say undersized for sure. So I believe hopefully I don't get this wrong. You were varsity all 4 years, and just kind of just talk to us just about the process of being, on varsity, just, maybe playing under your brother, just learning some things just from maybe like some older guys that you're, trying to, contribute to, now your senior year.
Yeah, so, freshman, it kind of started like in 8th grade. It was when Fishers went to state and they lost.
Right,
though, but
yeah.
kind of like I'd always go to those games because obviously my brother played, but like I just remember like it was the semi-state, like they won and they're all on the field celebrating, and I was out there and like one of the coaches like came up to me and was like, "This could be you next year." I was like, "Oh dang!" Like I'm in 8th grade. I was just kind of like, it was kind of like surreal in a way.
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa!" And so then going into the freshman year, I was like, I want to play varsity. So I sacrificed hours, I sacrificed days. Like I did everything I can to just become more developed and just like kind of, I don't want to say like perfect my game, but get it to the best I can for my age and my size and all that. So when tryouts came around, I was kind of like where am I going to fit in at? And I didn't really know where I was going to be, but tryouts went by, I did really well. And then when it came to making the teams, Cherry was kind of like, we don't really know what team to put you on, like JV or varsity. And I was like, okay. And then we had our scrimmage, and I started on varsity.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, it was just kind of like weird. I was out there, and then I did really well. So then that just kind of picked up. So that was cool. And then all the like seniors were super nice to me. Joey Brancheski played shortstop. He's at IU now, but he was super nice. He showed me a lot of things. He was a junior then, but wait. He was a senior. But he showed me like a lot of things, and he just kind of helped me in that. And then like sophomore year, I was still kind of like getting used to it. But I also always had Carson to play with my freshman, sophomore year, which I thought it was really, really cool. But he got hurt my sophomore year, so he didn't really play that much. But like just from the freshman year where I was kind of like the freshman on the team.
Right.
When I didn't know like to be a leader, to like how to be vocalized. Like my sophomore year is kind of when I got comfortable. I built all my relationships with all my coaches. Like we're all super tight. But for my freshman year, I'd say like just from my 8th grade working to my freshman year, and then getting there, and then just working on it from my sophomore year up. It was just kind of, I don't want to say it was all the same, but I feel like my leadership role became more vocalized.
Yeah, most definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
So I believe you hit left-handed, right? But you throw right-handed.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
So my dad told me that he wanted me to do that. So when I was young, like when I was a baby as a kid, he said he didn't let me swing it right-handed. He just put the bat in my hand, left-handed. So it's because it's always different. It's kind of like, I would say it's like an advantage, but it's just like you don't really see too much of that, so it's a little different.
Right.
Because there's also obviously like strategy, putting lefties and righties in the lineup. So being like a lefty bat, like hit left and throw right, just kind of different. So my dad always knew that he wanted me to kind of be like that different piece in it. So
definitely.
As young as I will, like first time I picked up a baseball bat, I picked up left-handed. So
wow,
Well, I did not know that.
It helps you stand out recruiting wise too,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So kind of bouncing off of what Jay was talking about, you with your off-season training, now that you're going into to go to Ball State, is there any new things you're implementing in your off-season training for that, or is it pretty much the same? And take us through that.
I'd say just like my speed, I'd say is like my biggest aspect. I feel like I'm pretty well developed on my. I don't want to say I'm big, but I'm like kind of well developed on my size.
It's okay to say you're big, bro. I see the APC numbers on the board. Like, your weightlifting has gone crazy. Like I remember like lifting with you and my freshman year, and you just took off and just left me behind. I was like, oh my gosh. So
it's really just speed. So I just got to really work on like being explosive, like getting my speed up. It's very like shortstop. You're kind of like, you got to be lateral. You got to cover a lot of distance. So I just got to be fast on my first step. But really it's my speed, obviously hitting. Always got to hit. But it's just kind of, it's every day. I always have to just go in, stretch, run, lift, and hit. So it's kind of, I don't say it's repetitive, but it's kind of repetitive because you're working on the same thing.
Right. That's how you get better though.
Yeah.
So like, how does playing quarterback help you in like baseball? Because I know, like you said, like covered ground and stuff, and you did a lot of that. So just talk to me like, how did that help?
I'd say it just helped me like, honestly, playing because I've played quarterback like my whole life. It just kind of helped me kind of get into the leadership role that I've always needed to be on my baseball team. So it's definitely helped me be more vocalized because obviously you can't be quiet when you're playing quarterback. So quarterbacks also, it's helped me just be vocalized, be confident in my decisions, even if I'm wrong. Just know I can make mistakes and just keep working through it. So.
And one thing I think about for you, just, kind of getting off topic here, is just, I might be scrolling my Snapchat story and, you might post a verse, and just talk to us about like how your religious views and how that plays a role in just, your everyday life and, how it contributes to baseball.
Yeah, God's first, obviously. Like I wouldn't be able to do anything without him. There's always been like those long nights where it's just like had a terrible game, like bunch of errors, struck out, like all that stuff. And I feel like when I know I can talk to him, I can reach out to him, I can pray, I can read a Bible, I can share the word of the God, like of the Lord, I can help people. I feel like that just kind of helps me get my confidence back, helps me just kind of just walk my everyday life. I know he has a path set for me. It may have bumps and crashes in it, and I know that he will get me through it. I know that there's a way, and there's a will, and there's a way that he's set for us, and I know that no matter what, I can get through it with him by my side.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome to hear, man. Kind of going back to the quarterback and baseball helping each other. I hear of like quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes who played baseball and how throwing the baseball helped him in football. Is there any way that football throwing has helped you in baseball?
I mean, kind of. Honestly, it's kind of like I feel like baseball. Yeah, baseball's helped me throw in football.
Right.
Like obviously, it's kind of weird. So like, baseball gave me the ability to change my arm slot with the football.
Right.
So like I throw it sidearm, but then like football's giving me the arm strength because obviously football's heavier.
Yeah.
So I mean, it kind of goes back and forth. I'd say.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've definitely both helped in various ways for both. But, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all we have for you today. Thank you for, coming on the show, and, appreciate you. You guys know, tune in for more. We'll be here.